What's going on, everybody? This is an episode from the No Gimmicks Needed Wrestling podcast. Do you like podcasts and you want to see the full podcast? Make sure you check out the No Gimmicks Needed Wrestling podcast on all your podcast platforms, such as Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio, among many others. But you're listening to the episode right here on YouTube, so make sure you hit that like button and below, and make sure you hit the subscribe button to NC Studios and NC Level Up for all your gaming needs. This is the Nerd Coalition. Enjoy the show. Now, moving on to one of the big news topics.
Oh, Lord.
Going on to one of our favorite tag teams, MSK from NXT 2.0. Nash Carter has been released from WWE. Now, some people may be saying, Nash Carter? Wait, are they tag team champions? Wait, what the hell Nash Carter do?
They still haven't acknowledged it.
What?
WWE.
No, they have not yet. And they're like, what the hell do you do? And literally, I didn't know anything. Y'all hit me up and said, yo, they just fired Nash Carter. I'm like, why? What happened? And apparently, he is being charged with a lot of domestic violence claims. Now, I'm only going by the reports that was read because there have been people that are saying that the woman that is saying this is not a good source.
Is his wife?
I'm just saying what they're saying. I'm not trying to defend for nobody here.
No, I'm just saying.
So because wife or ex-wife, whatever the case may be, because then I don't know if that's Wesley's girlfriend that came out.
Yeah.
Saying how she's lying and then she's toxic and all this stuff like that. There are women like that.
She's apparently, I think they said she was a former NXT star.
Yeah, she was Kimber. She was, I don't know what she was in NXT. They changed her name.
Kimberly.
But she was Kimberly. And she was good, but I don't know now. After she came to WWE, they just treated her like trash, so I don't know.
So the story that I got, because I watched this play out when it happened.
Yeah.
So first the allegations came out, and she put up a picture of herself and said that she had been sitting on this information for a while and she didn't say anything, but she thinks now is the time. And I was just like, okay. So there's some domestic violence allegations. Then Wesley's girlfriend, because I don't remember her name, comes out and says that he's been staying with them for months because he had to get away from her and she's just doing this now to get attention and all this other stuff. So apparently it comes out that he served her with divorce papers the day this came out, or the day before this came out. And then this came out, and when I guess it was not getting enough traction is when she released that picture.
Yeah. That's right. I have the tweet right. What was you going to say, Prime?
No, I was going to say, I think like the day that they won the tag team championships, that's when she started like unloading everything. Because I do remember seeing it on the day. It was like, hey, WWE, your tag team champion is an abuser. He hit me. Look at this. And then she started posting pictures of herself and stuff.
Yeah. So it was like, but in that same time frame, I'm guessing, is when he, like, I guess got serious and was like, we finna get divorced.
Mm-hmm.
And she put that
so
out.
Basically, she's Amber Heard.
And they're just trying to make it out to be like she's a woman scorned, and that's the only reason why she's doing this, and that's the reason why she put out the picture. Because I was just like, what the heck, the picture got to do with it?
Hey, I'm gonna be honest with you. That's an ace right there in the hole. Right there.
Big fact. She was sitting on that joint. She was waiting.
Yeah, and then it's like they're even probably investigating because they're still investigating some other stuff. And then that other picture came out of him doing the Adolf Hitler.
That's what I was talking about. She released the picture.
That was the ace.
Yeah, and then that's just what you said.
Oh,
you got to go.
It was so many people that was making excuses like, oh, this was 10 years ago, and somebody was like, my man's is in his 20s. That was not a teenager.
Yeah, I was just
stop. Like, come on.
But
or some pictures aren't meant to be made public. What does that?
Shouldn't have taken it.
That comment was by someone. Y'all.
But some people was like, if this is about the allegations, then they need to fire a lot of people. But I don't think they fired him over the allegations. I think they fired him over the picture.
Yeah.
It's like, because there's no way to combat that. Like, there's nothing you can do to be like, yeah, this could have been. No. There's no way, no two ways about it. They was like, all right, bruh, it's been real. You can get out. Like,
and then that puts his partner at a rough thing because they had to drop the
tag team titles.
And the thing is, what does he do?
He's not a single star for real. Where he gonna go?
Impact.
I mean, you go back into Impact, but that's where they came from. But I was just like, TTM with the other dude. But I was saying, still,
he's probably gonna end up being collateral damage either way.
And
he about to see Moss next week.
They were supposed to, and they were supposed to go come out 2K22 in a couple months.
Oh, are they still coming out? Because I don't want just one of them. That'd be.
I'm about to say, I don't know what nobody's really talking about this, but everybody has something to say. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like how. One thing is, everybody has to be honest with themselves, okay? Mm-hmm. And that's number one. And trust me, you have to know that people been there. If you like somebody, if you're a fan of somebody or something like that, and stuff like this come out and they get fired, of course you're upset, you're angry, you want to, like, there are people that like Nash, people that like MSK. I like MSK as a tag team. Yeah. I think they do. They're one of the exciting things on NXT 2.0. And I was like, I have no reason to hate them, but if the guy is doing this,
yeah, right. Because there's other stuff. They'd be like, oh well, there's a way to really write it off. What could possibly have been the explanation for this?
Exactly.
Like nothing about that. It's funny.
It isn't. And then once again, whether it's a picture or not, I'm just saying, look, that despite how people feel about WWE, that's a PR company right there.
They are not finna deal with that.
And they ain't got time to sit there and talk about, well, I don't care how old the picture is. The picture is shown, and guess what? We live in a society of public opinion. So,
and I don't think they want to do the whole Velveteen Dream thing again, where they tried to wait for it to blow over and it didn't work. Yeah. So eventually they just had to let him go.
And they tried.
They was trying. They had that man stashed in the back in the closet somewhere. Okay.
Stay here.
Don't come out. Don't talk to nobody. Don't tweet nothing. We ain't see that man for months.
Then he came back and he was like,
you thought we forgot?
Yeah. And once again, so that even if that picture came out and then they said they're gonna let him keep on wrestling like nothing happens, that makes everything look worse.
Looks way worse, especially now. It's way too much bad PR flying around because the whole no press is bad press thing. No, not when it comes to WWE. People look for reasons to come down on WWE. It's just, why make more trouble for yourself?
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Like I said, that picture was. I don't know her. I don't know if her claims are credible. If they are not credible, I'm not sure. I don't know. Okay, I just say don't know. You got to take time to look off face. I'm not gonna say jump to taking sides because that's what everybody does.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's why I'm usually on the side of believe the victim. If you were really abused and you didn't want to say anything because you were afraid of like what could happen. Mm-hmm. But I will say that was definitely strategic timing. See, she definitely was just like, oh,
I got this.
Is your career taking off?
Yeah.
Take this nice picture here.
It probably is.
See what they.
Because you never know. She could be in that shit too.
Could be.
Yeah, I'm saying somebody gotta take it. I mean, he probably could have took a selfie too. But I'm saying
it looked like it was a selfie.
Yeah.
But even still, it's just like
whether it was about. Some people feel as though that if it's a joke, it is. Look.
There are plenty of folks around here that do not find that a joke. As I always say, when tragedies happen and people want to say crazy stuff, like your boy Brian Kendrick, out here with the hoax, and like, if you can get up the gumption and have the balls to walk up to somebody who lost a person in that tragedy or whatever it is, then go off. But most of the time, you're not going to do that. Mm-hmm. And the same thing, it's people out here who are direct descendants of Holocaust survivors. There were some Holocaust survivors still walking around here in the 2010s. So, I mean, is it a joke? I guarantee you're not gonna walk up to a survivor and say that, or somebody who is, you know, your age and can run you a fair one and say some shit like that, or do something like that. No. So
you're not, and like I said, you could make the whole argument about, you know, people just sensitive. So I'm like, there are certain jokes, and there's certain things you cross
just
the
don't
line.
do.
And it's not about people being upset. It's like, because there's just no right to that. You just don't do something like that. You don't go out there and then take the picture in the first place. Like, you just don't.
Yeah, because if you, anything that you do, somebody can get their hands on. If you do something, even if you feel like it's on the comfort of your device or whatever, somebody can get to it.
Yeah.
And that's the unfortunate thing.
Yeah.
But it's like, bruh, it's one thing if somebody takes like your news or something and leaks it, and it, you know, most people will be like, that's messed up, why would you do that? Whereas if somebody leaks a picture of you doing a Nazi salute, I ain't nothing I can do for you. Like, I don't know what.
So what happens now?
Nothing. They gonna release him and they gonna pretend like
They're gonna release him. They ain't going around like it happened.
He finna head over to CYN, and my man gonna go back to, I guess, the first rule of Fight Club is there is no Fight Club.
I mean, it's a possibility. I mean, he could do that.
He ain't going to CY, and they gotta have some sort of moral high ground.
No, they don't. Austin Aries is employed. He was like
right.
He was like employee number 3.
You right.
I mean,
they had folks paying to cuss people out in the closet. What moral high ground?
I'm about to say, look, because now I'm like, I'm pretty sure 2K is tired of answering their phone this past year, because
they're like, listen, no more changes.
Like, the fuck, like I would do the same thing.
The draft is out. It's out. We got it. It's going.
And right now, if this is a case that all this stuff is legit true and all that stuff, you can't promote and release that.
Even if it is under investigation, I doubt that they'll release it. Now, if something happens and it's like she, you know, orchestrated all of this and this wasn't real or whatever the case is, maybe they will release it. But I doubt it after the picture.
If it was the first DLC, which comes out April 26th, I think it's kind of late. But his DLC don't come out until June. So, or the end of May. It's one of those. Yeah. So there is a lot of time to be like, all right, take him out. I'm like, well, and then that's what Cody stepped in like, well, I'll tell you who can take his place.
Oh, God. So I say, we take him out, so what we going to do with the M and the other half of the S? What we doing?
Unfortunately, when you're a tag team,
you got to go.
It probably, what Wesley got to suffer for this shit now.
That's unfortunate.
When you're a tag team, that ain't the Usos. Jimmy still work.
That's facts.
Fair, I'm just saying, but I do believe that unfortunately.
Oh my God.
What? Oh Lord.
Oh, he sent picture of the wedding.
That's Alexa Bliss's wedding.
Yeah.
With that Vader.
Oh, you know, speaking of weddings, did y'all see the picture of John Moxley?
I knew he was gonna say that. I was like, he's gonna say, y'all see Moxley.
This urban youth.
My man rolled out of bed.
For a fight.
He did a Ron Tyson on everybody, man.
No, he rolled out of bed and was like, all right, we got a wedding to go today, right?
He was like, yeah, I guess I'll go.
No, I'm about to say, he asked or remind Renee for nothing. He just said,
no. Okay, here's what happened. He rolled out of bed, went in there with the baby, and she was like, what you doing? We got to go to the wedding. What wedding? The Corey and Carmella, whatever the hell their real names is. All right, let's go. And he got up off the couch and walked out the door. Ain't no way you can convince me otherwise.
Drunk a beer first, and then.
I hope he didn't drink a beer first.
Probably not. Since
I
forgot for a second. I mean, he still could have took a sip. I mean, I think when you realize you don't. Do you still drink?
No, you don't. It's
well.
But I say, if you working on sobriety and you relapse, like you'd have a drink, you got to start all over again.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Well, then he took a sip of his juice.
It's juice.
So it's kind of like you want to say there was gin in that.
Nah. Just juice. Just like orange juice or something.
But yeah,
Whatever
you're not
wrestlers
convincing
drink.
me. He rolled up to his closet and was like, this looks like a good idea today. He walked up the house and what he had on already. All right.
Yeah, everybody else is looking nice. Everybody else is looking good.
Bailey looks like somebody mama for real though.
I'm tired of hearing about Bailey and her outfit. I'm tired of it.
What is there to hear about? She looked a bit matronly.
Well, that's what it was. It was yeah.
She didn't look bad, but she still looked.
No,
matronly.
she didn't. Everybody was just talking about Bailey.
It was given the
Mama,
Mrs. section at TJ Maxx.
They was like, "This is Mama Bailey."
That's what she was looking like, though, was she?
Yeah.
Because everybody else looked all young. It was like she looked like the mom of everybody. Everybody that was there.
Yeah. Then,
yeah.
Yeah, Marshall. Like just
I mean, when you sit next to somebody in a colorful suit with purple hair,
seeing Moxley like that in one of the pictures just reminded me when I saw the Usos doing that one of them like Samoan tribal things, and they was in there with a Michael Vick jersey on.
Oh, you mean that? Oh, that picture was hilarious.
What?
Everybody had legs and stuff
right,
on.
you right.
And had the skirt, and I was just like, and these urban youths were sitting there with do-rags and Mike Vick jersey and Javoji.
Rikishi said, y'all can finna go. He like, all right, we gonna go.
And I'm just like, geez. Just like,
that's a daggone shame.
That's what I thought of when I saw Moxley in that picture. I was just like, yo, he just, you know.
Listen, we've been to a wedding in the 2010s where somebody showed up in a t-shirt and a jean skirt and some flip-flops. So anything is possible. All right. She was dead serious too.
She got anybody at the house with her?
She had to. She was at the table with people.
That's like a man.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I mean, I'm like, Monster couldn't even wear a button up though. Like this man wore a Cincinnati Bengals shirt, some jeans, a fanny pack, and a leather jacket.
That was the thing that threw me. I was like, did he have a fanny pack?
Yeah, he did.
So he's like, I gotta walk the AEW tonight. So
that was his that was his dress up, the fanny pack.
Oh my gosh, man!
I know.
Has he ever worn a suit? Now I think about it, has this man ever been like decent like that?
I've never seen it.
I haven't.
Maybe y'all can find some pictures of him and Renee wedding.
I think.
Nah, they wedding was look just like how he was dressed.
Oh Jesus!
The only time I see Moxley like neat was when he combed his hair back in the Shield.
Well, they had to know. Like, if they invited him to the wedding, they knew how he was finna show up.
Nah, I don't know, man. I would know.
It's not like he was in it. Now, if he was in it, he showed up like that. We gotta fight.
They probably said that you could put a vest on. Take the jacket off. You know what I'm saying? Age dress you, but neither here or there. Because I know we kind of got off track. Which I just want to put out, domestic violence is never okay.
Mm-hmm. No.
And then if you're ever going through something like that, you make sure take your power back and make sure you speak out. Against that. I'm not sitting here supporting domestic violence, and like I said, I know I didn't give a definitive answer that some of my listeners are expecting. Like I said, it's still an ongoing case.
Honestly, I've heard more about the picture than I've heard about any of the domestic violence.
I said that's the pictures. I think the picture was set over there.
It kind of overshadowed everything else. I didn't hear anything else about the domestic violence stuff.
Yeah. And like I said, whether she put it out purposely, whether she has some ill intentions, you know what I'm saying, whatever case, I don't know. That's all I'm saying is I don't know. It's stuff still pending, but I just know that a good tag team lost their job. You know what I'm saying? And you affect people when this kind of stuff.
When you do stuff, there's people around you who have to reap the repercussions as well.
Exactly. So I don't know what kind of talks they having right now, but that is what it is.